So this is what's is something that exciting news are coming up. We're gonna be traveling from Europe to um sorry, to California, and we opening a new seasonal workshop that takes place starting as a grand opening in October. It will be the 2-day, 19th and 20th of October in San Jose at the yoga studio, the beautiful yoga studio. And this is where myself, Americo, and also a guest speakers will introduce to the modalities, I would consider like as a full, complete opportunity for healing arts. So hopefully, hopefully we can see the space is limited, but hopefully we can see the majority of people are joining and finally kind of taking their own in their own way, take their own health with a good, easy, simple patterns and methods to apply to embrace the winter, embrace the yin, embrace the season of change, and moving forward to the next season. Is there anything, America, you would like to share that how we're structuring or what people can expect?
So the idea is to mention and to develop what is going to happen in the next seasons, what we need to do in our daily basis, the attitudes, the mental attitudes, the emotional attitudes, the way that we should move in order to harness and store energy. We'll have also lots of practical exercises, self-massage, qigong exercises, exercises for the ears that are the opening of the kidneys, exercises for the teeth that are the flowers of the kidneys. I hope we'll have also time to focus some illnesses that are normally appearing more in this time, like back pain, lumbar pain, flu, cold, insomnia, things that are related with the kidneys and the yin aspect of the body. The yin aspect of the body is the parasympathetic, is the passive aspect of our being, is our feminine side, our contemplative side that we should use going inward, putting our focus in ourselves, putting our intention in what we are feeling, in what we are thinking, in what is happening inside. Now we are living summer, and summer is the opposite. Summer is outside, the beach, the mountains, having dinners with friends, talking, and we need to start withdrawing and taking that energy, the energy of the spirit in Chinese medicine, in Qigong, the spirit is a symbiotic relationship between mind and heart. So we need to fuse them, to calm them, and direct that spirit, that energy towards within, like a tree that apparently is getting dead, no leaves, no flowers, no fruits. The energy is still there, but it's going inward and downward. It's going to the trunk and to the roots. So that's the proposal. So with
and we're combining
we are combining with Aelita's knowledge, because if you rearrange simple things in your house, in your bedroom, in your life, in your attitudes, it will be easy to go inward. It will be easy to rest, to harness energy, to face the fatigue, And if we do it properly, spring will be awesome. Next summer will be awesome. And even next winter will be awesome. Because
Right.
when you start flowing with a river of chi, with a river of life, life gets easier and more in the flow.
Thank you so much. So yeah, so that's the unique approach where we are combining the all five modalities that's going to create the five branches where the Feng Shui, Chinese astrology, the Qigong, herbs, herbology, and acupuncture knowledge will come to the complete um, kind of healing practice with the practical application to the each individual. So this is our this is our kind of a gift and anticipation for this starting this seasonal wellness series, and it starts this okay. I've been like entering the people and letting the people in at all times. um, Great news is that we'll also share that we both graduated this August from with the Doctors in Chinese Energetic Medicine. It's been a quite a beautiful journey for us as a group, as the worldwide group for the last 5 years. I can say the 69 graduates after the 5 years of continuous very unique, very dedicated studies, continuous transformation, resetting, rejuvenating, practicing. We have reached this beautiful opening for not like a this journey as a destination, but as a new opening, a new chapter in our lives. And now is the time as a healers, as a practitioners to give back to the community and continue our legacy of our teachers. So the my part of the continuous will be a little bit more about feng shui, what I do. Those who don't know, those who are visiting, just me see. My name is Aelita Lito. I'm a feng shui, classically trained feng shui practitioner, as well as the practicing the Chinese astrology. And today, I will be introducing, in addition to the feng shui, more more focus will be on upcoming elections. In what way? In what way? I would like to today talk about uh, upcoming candidates from their human kind of what is their capacity, and those who have practiced with me and those who have consulted with me before based on the Chinese astrology. I would like just to introduce or at least give a flavor of the personalities that we are going to be making decisions or and it doesn't mean it's there's something wrong, something good or bad. It's about how you comply and how you relate, how you adopt these personalities, and how does it resonate with your decision. As those who have in Ziva Dosha astrology, when we look at the chart, we look at the natal capacity based on your year, the month, the hour, and the day of birth. The year and a month usually is associated with the person's external, how the person reveals itself to the outside world, how they behave, how they execute their outwardly aspect of themselves. Where hour and a day typically is very intimate and very hidden. When that takes um, that's also for self-discovery is the way longer process of understanding who are we at heart, how we function, how we make decisions. And in many ways, sometimes when we work with the younger, we will work also with our children or younger generations, there's a certain abrupt feel that young people starting realizing that all the um, let's say the re- precepts that being kind of pushed or labeled from them from outside externally, they start revealing and start going inwards and understanding who they are at heart. And that's what makes us different. We can be all born in the same year, but somehow we also like to express our unique qualities. So these unique qualities by nature are hidden within an hour and a day of each of the characters. Um, so anyone um, who is born in a certain hour, and this is up, there's the charts of the 12 animals, and you can kind of look through what hour, what one animal you might relate to. There's also a cycle of 12 based on the years, like this particular year, 2024, is very, very powerful. It's a year of a dragon, and specifically the wood dragon year. Inner nature of the dragon is actually earth element. It's one of the four pivotal points that take place in a cycle of time. And that's why inviting kind of look at the not only the timeliness of where we are externally based on the universal cycles of time, but also integrating the human chi, human energetical potential, and understanding what is their capacity, um, to be at service to others. One of the biggest missions for during the dragon year, and also those who hold dragon qualities or dragon qualities based on hour or year, is to be at service to others. This is a number one mantra that every dragon, let's say if you're born in a year of a dragon, or you're born in an hour of dragon, or month or day, the underwriting believe or underwriting the kind of mission is to be at service to others. It's like self cultivation, but also be service at others. So, as we know, we have presidency candidates Donald Trump, Prime President Kamala Harris, and vice presidents of the J.D. Vance and Timothy James Waltz. So these four people collectively that's why I would like to very briefly look at their charts individually, and not putting any sort of the judgment, but just kind of describing the potential. What do they hold? One thing to remember when we go back to the chart, there's also is the deeper analysis that we can go on, looking at the 12 houses, or looking at um, their capacity based on the life chart, and also as a progression chart for this particular year. But that's going to take way more time. I'm going to be very brief, and also leave the time for questions and answers at the very end for both of us, either for me or for Americo. So just as a reminder. So the first chart I would like to present is for Kamala Harris. So she was born in the year of a dragon, the wood dragon. So sometimes when we say when somebody reached 60 on October 20th, which is tomorrow, oh no, sorry, a month from now, we will be celebrating, she's going to be celebrating her 60th birthday. And as the old Buddhist saying it says, when somebody reached age 60, they finally become humans. And that's the interesting kind of way of looking at someone. That means they have profoundly lived and have every possible combination between 12 animals, 5 elements, and yin and yang. That makes a cycle of 60. So the next 60 years, that's giving a human life, gives you an opportunity to 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 correct, or to have an opportunity to relive it and fulfill their life journey. Um, Kamala Harris is born on a wood dragon year, and the month of the wood dog, the day of the tiger, and hour of the pig. So those who remember, for this year particularly, so at heart, very joyous, very connective person. Anybody who is born in a year of in a sign of the pig, especially a female, are very protective. They're very also, by nature, tigers are also very territorial. They love their independence. They love the freedom. They love the freedom of free to come, free to go. So when we're looking at the pig tiger qualities, the inner qualities that Kamala Harris has, that gives also mm, expressing of the on a daily matters as a day master, some diversity. You will never know the tiger side. It's kind of the public figure and their private figure are two different sides, the two sides of the coin. So we have to be very mindful how a person reveals itself. At heart, having the pigmental pig quality, that's actually embraces and has the potential to be a great alchemist. When you have a great alchemist, it means from any kind of a situation that maybe not the best case scenario, the alchemy allows to to bring the fruition of the positive outcome. So this is a wonderful qualities for the pigs. This particular year, to think about the year of dragon with the pig qualities is for pigs especially, it's like go big or go home. Their potential has to be maximized to its bliss. Because next year it's going to be very harsh for pig element if they are depleted, because they will be following with the year of a snake. Externally, when we look at the dragon dog composition, there is definitely a clash. The clash, in a sense, because the dragon and a dog are right in opposite in a compass. It's not. It's neither good or bad. In my experience, um, when I consult, the suggestions are that because of the dog's loyalty, but sometimes the dragon's empowerment, if there's no understanding who is following who and who is barking at who, this is where the biggest confusion might take place. So as an overall candidate, the hopefully, hopefully there is a clear ground that the candidate, the camel takes as a pattern, and there's not too much of the camouflage or shifting of the personality that is misleading from the external to internal. Based on the elemental score, I always look for some more earth in the chart. There's a lot of inner element as a fire. So she's a true warrior by heart. But as I said, we always want to have like a little bit more earth and stability to engage, especially for upcoming, for ruling for upcoming, opportunities. Next, the as in the partnership as a VP is Timothy James Waltz. He's 60, turned 60, so there's another dragon, two dragons together. Interesting. Hour of the ox, day of the rooster, and month of the rabbit. What I like about when there's a combination between a dragon and rabbit, there's definitely gives a chance for having a deep intuitive aspect of feeling, like a gut feeling, which really helps the dragon to have a bigger vision. The hour of the ox and a day of the rooster, these possibly great qualities, inner qualities for Mr. Walls, in a sense of the hours the ox is a hardworking, very persistent, very traditional, has the tendencies of also kind of storing and collecting the emotion and kind of store it. Um, the rooster qualities is the intelligence of opening up their voice and uh, um, giving it an opportunity to express itself. So you have to have a stage, that's for sure. There's the dragon rooster quality um, is is quite a great opportunity for expressing, as long as there is a chance to be up on the stage and express clearly. This could be an interesting combination of the team combination between Pamela Harris and Tim Waltz. So the next Donald Trump, as I said, So this is the year of birth year is young fire dog, the month of the wood horse, the day of the goat, and the hour of the snake. And very strong earth as an inner element. What I'm looking for, why I'm looking for the earth element in such a sense, because we're dealing with a country. We're dealing with the opportunities to lead the nation, to lead, to rule the country. So I think the earth element is extremely important in any person's candidacy, especially with such a responsibilities taking in a such a position. The dog, the fire dog year born, again brings the qualities of loyalty. It's very hard for dogs to forgive if they get betrayed. Similar qualities as also was for, if I'm not camel, yes, for Camel Harris, she's also has a dog quality in it, but for Mr. Trump, his external dynamic of his chart, and I think this is maybe he's also kind of rebellious and being brought to the media and the nation more like a rebel in this because he's a hands-on doer. Horse like tangible results. Horse likes to see, to touch, to see, and is within competitive as well. So there is the external quality of the dog and horse. There's a great compatibility within his chart. At heart, we see the earth snake and a daymaster of the earth goat. When we take a daymaster of earth goat and a snake, and say there's again another side of the alchemy that takes place. It's kind of like rooted. So there's a synthesis of alchemy of the snake characteristics similar to alchemy of the pig, but pig is more external, where snake is more rooted to the roots. As a snake quality, their snakes don't have eyelids, so their awareness, the tangible awareness about what's happening in the surroundings, is in tuned in like 24/7, 360 degrees in the surface, and sometimes with very little um, exposure of the energy, they are capable, the capacity is to feel it, see it, and x-ray it. So kind of their gut feeling, if they're not particularly depleted, they had a very good sense of the surroundings and people who they deal with. I think it's also a very important quality for any candidate or any person to who gonna be, potentially be elected. And as an earth goat, there's also the goats have a sense of beauty, have a sense of the understanding of also kind of devotion and sacrifice. So that's at heart. Maybe this also adds the interesting edge to it. What I like for the based on the elemental score, as I mentioned before, is a strong earth, 5 earth, and I think his business in the real estate from the looking at the history is really really helpful to his characteristics as well. His VP, the JD wants, his date of birth is August. He's the youngest candidate of all, but extremely, extremely, I would say, the double dragon within his inner qualities, like fire dragon hour, earth dragon day. I know that Mr. Trump does consult in and applies the feng shui in for sure in the past. And I was just always wondering if this is also a very interesting way to picking the qualities of the people. So for JD wants, his birth year is Wood Rat, the month of the monkey, and hour and a day of the dragon. So this is complete, very this one of the first trinities in in Chinese astrology. These are definitely manifesto, the leaders and doers. Maybe his qualities maybe could be hidden, but those are empowering internally. So the double dragon has definitely mm, a powerful vision. So if you have a powerful vision at heart, and if you also are at service to others, Then the external quality of the wood rat has a deep analytics, very, very good at analyzing situation, also resetting the stage, resetting the new ventures. Um, and monkey quality adds to the characteristics, adds this diverse and versatility. Basically, there's a saying, if the monkey's in a trouble, like if there's a situation, there's a trouble situation, ask the monkey to the way out. So maybe externally could be a little bit more hold back as a personality, but internal hidden qualities are enormously powerful. So good leaders. Inner element is a wood chi and when we have a wood chi, that means I really hope that could bring a new visions, new ideas, new developments, because wood quality is like as strong as the bamboo, as strong as and very bigger, very fast moving, fast forward thinking, navis. So it depends what we choose with the strong earth and with the inner element as a wood quality. It really brings me also very powerful candidacy to, to consider if that's kind of, if it resonates with you. I'd always want, no matter what we do, I always go back to, let's look at everything from the eyes of love, from kindness and love. And when we later share this particular um, um, slide, I will add the symbol of love for as a character that you can retrace and maybe have an opportunity to meditate before you make your final decisions. So before we go back to the questions and answers, one of the other aspect to from the feng shui perspective, I would like to invite you before the seasonal change, before we really embrace winter, have a beautiful closure. And this is the perfect time to finalize and declutter. There's this is the a kind of a short bulletin point way to how we correlate in feng shui and clutter in our surroundings. So when we have a clutter in an entrance of a home, so this is could indicate like you kind of like, you have a hard time opening your door or the door gets like stuck. It's a fear of relationships. When you have a clutter inside of the closet, it's unwilling to examine emotions. When we have a clutter in a kitchen, like sometimes it's like over and over growing, it resented or overwhelmed with caregiving. If you have a clutter or you're considering clutter next to your bed, like nightstand or bed, it's a desire for change or escape. If you have a clutter on a desk, it's a frustration or fear of not being in control. If it's in a corner or behind the door, the attachment from others. Under piece of furniture, its appearance are important. So have a look what's happening there. In a cellar, it procrastinates. So like the energy of procrastination. If you have if you have a clutter in an attic, you believe the past is better than the present. If you have a clutter in a garage, it's a difficulty with achieving goals. So I always invite, remember, especially in US, we dedicate a large spaces for our garage, and many ways you also enter your space through the garage. So make sure we're leaving some room and opening some room, especially if we are setting up a new visions and new commitments. And if there is a clutter all over the place, there is some anger or of others and self. And that's also could be related to the depleted liver in your in your physical body. These are some of the examples. Once again, the reminder that we are going to be back in the Bay Area. I will be back also consulting. I will be arriving on October 11th. I'm going to be through November the 10th. So there will be a time to those who are seeking for Chinese New Year readings and feng shui reviews or new clients. That's going to be book directly with me. I highly recommend, and I really hope I will see quite a few of you at our seasonal wellness series in San Jose on October 19th and 20th, where Americo and myself, and also our visiting additional people like will be guest speakers, will lead you through how to best prepare for upcoming season. And that's that is it for today. I'm going to stop sharing and now opening up to opportunities of asking questions, comments, um, just opening up the stage. And welcome to, hello, Michelle. How Michelle Young from Florida. Any questions, any comments? Everybody's doing good. I know Michelle,
Balmaceri?
yes. I know that you're always looking for the lucky days. Those going to be added in the newsletter for the up.
Okay, great. Thanks.
I haven't forgot about you.
Thanks.
So, any comments, any questions? Anybody had questions or maybe a feng shui question, astrology question, or maybe qigong question, or um, anything that relates to the mantic arts? We are open for the next couple 10-15 minutes, or maybe there's somebody who would like to share something new or something that you have applied or done in your spaces.
Hi, Adelita. Can you hear me? This is Guan.
Yes, Guan. Hello, I
Hi.
can hear you.
Yes, it's not that I share anything. It's just that I want to say that I've several talks with you recently about this subject. I'm a native Chinese, and I'm so impressed with your knowledge and your experience and also your big heart to share with people the tremendous things that just some short conversation that I learned a lot as a native Chinese, more in this area and than I do. So I'm really impressed. I know that today the time is short, that you won't be able to share a lot of things that you have. And I hope that in the future that you're going to have more such talks because first of all, it benefits a lot in terms of knowing all these things. And I'm sure that your sharing will benefit a lot of other people as well. And thank you so much.
Thank you, Guan. I really appreciate your feedback. Thank you so much. Guan, we just recently met at the Italian classes here in Florence. So it's an honor. It's actually honor, and also having this opportunity, not being Chinese, sometimes maybe in previous lives have been, but have a passion, have a devotion and dedication to this art and philosophy. Finding myself to do this practice for the rest of my life is is a bliss. Is the I cannot say. I think I'm very, very lucky. I love what I do. And I can say the same thing about Professor America as well. And there's so many more, our practitioners, our colleagues that do the same, stand for the grounds for this ancient wisdom and bringing this knowledge, bringing this art that is a living art from so many thousands of years. And we have this opportunity to also to play it forward and contain it. So, but thank you. Anyone else? Anything there? Some good news, some bad news? Questions? Go, Michelle.
Oh yeah, I do have a question. So I've been wondering lately about like how the bagua of the house and the bagua of the person intersects. And I have a like specific example. So where for me the south is prosperity, but for my house the south is relationships. So I just put up a fountain in the south in the front of the house, which is one of the recommendations you had for me. So the fountain is for my prosperity in the south, but then considering that it's also for relationships for the house, I'm just wondering, how does it affect the relationship portion of it?
Well, when you first of all, when we talk about let's say the area, the physical area, and this is outside of your home, right? So you want to attract the ambiance of how the chi or the energy attracts your physical space. Let's say you give your address and you say, well, you're going to have a dinner, right? And you invite people over and they have a hard time to figuring out where you exactly live because maybe there's no number on the house, or maybe there's no street lights, and then there's a ring, the bell is not working, and you name it, all the mishaps could take place. Or sometimes also the address, the physical address is also challenging to be found. It's just a natural state of being. So this is all adds to external energy patterns, how we follow. Only people carry the chi, right? So when you have created your like let's say the house that is appealing, it's a beautiful curb appeal. It's in a harmony with your neighboring houses on each side as well as across from you. You are externally in harmony with the outside world, right? So that's if you said your house is in correlation to relationship. So the quality of your relation, the house relationship resonates how well you relate to the neighborhood, how you build the relationship, with your neighbor across and with your neighbors on each side. Do you upset them or you're not? Let's say if it's a beautiful neighborhood and you neglect your house, what can that would stand out like almost like having a kid not washing its face, or having a beautiful face not putting the lipstick on. It's like I learned this like from this challenge of the social media challenge, how important when we speak and we put the lipstick on, like that's the mouse chi. So
Yes.
so that is one of the threshold that is a predisposition for you to invite people as they cross to build the relationships, right? So
Mhm.
then when you as an individual, and that direction to you is a prosperity and abundance. Prosperity and abundance is not only expressed in its material, like tangible, like a money, monetary aspect. The prosperity and abundance, especially like we go back to the old philosophies, is building relationships. There was, I think, the old Russian saying at some point, it said, um, instead of having let's say $100, have 100 friends with $1 each, right? So there is your abundance. There is your relationship and abundance right from the south direction. Does that, and then you can also be very practical because knowing and remembering your layout of your house, you have a beautiful large living room. So when the
Mhm.
clean and the living room is organized, that you can actually host and you can have a formal gathering that you can gather and sit around and share the ideas and be connected to the front yard where you have the fountain. Guess what? The people will never leave, right? Because that's could become, or they were going to be more emotionally connected, or the water element, it also allows you to be more explicit, to be more self-reflective, or to be more expressive in a sense of finding the right words, or emotionally more engaged. Okay?
Oh, okay. Interesting. Okay. That makes sense.
Good.
Yeah,
Yes.
thank you. Thank you so
Great
much.
question. Great question. I love questions. I love the challenge. I love the question. Anyone else? Michelle, how are you doing? Or what else we have?
Good. That was very interesting. I missed your part where you talked about Kamala Harris, so I'll have to get back with you.
Oh, it's gonna be it's recorded. It's gonna be available on YouTube. Yeah.
Big thank you.
Yeah. Anything. So how are you feeling? I know you've been
It's been a lot of fun the last couple of weeks, but I feel much better today. I got a good night's sleep. So
that's important.
definitely
That's
a full moon the night before. That is for sure. So
good. Good. So yes. Well, if there's any comments, any last minute questions, I really hope that those who was a question there?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Shaoshan Lee is sending me message. So she's from yesterday. She's having a little bit of coughing, runny nose, some trouble sleeping, and pressure on the forehead. So, what are we going to teach next seminar?
Well, you
know,
can read a little bit.
a little bit. I
You can do a
will
little teaser.
I will
Professor
pull
Erica,
a
go
little
ahead.
bit the curtain. I will pull a little bit the curtain. So
Okay.
it seems that in some way you caught a little bit of cold and some dampness, some humidity. So that's why your lung is having a difficulty to purge the cold invasion that entered you. Maybe you are not sleeping well because the lung has more energy between 3 and 5 a.m. So you should try to sleep in these days that you are not sleeping well because of the common cold, with your head a little bit, your head and your chest a little bit upward. That way, the energy of the lung that needs to descend is getting the help that needs to descend by raising your head and chest. Okay? Also, because you are having difficulty to sleep, and because the feet belong to the kingdom of the kidneys, you should be for sure doing feet baths before you go to bed. Okay? Because you are feeling, sorry?
You mean hot tea, like tea bath or hot water bath?
Hot water bath. So
Okay.
because there's coughing, because there's running nose, the lung is weak and it has difficulty to purge, to fight the coldness. So you can do a bath feet with fresh ginger that you can scratch and
Add to the water.
add to the water, cut in little pieces. Because you are sneezing and because the majority of the symptoms seems to be in the beginning, one of the techniques that I love a lot is that you can pick up an orange, you can stick it with a chopsticks, just one, and you are going to roast the orange in the fire. It needs to be in the fire. If you don't have fire, maximum of the maximums, you can use those little ovens with of electricity that has those bars that get red, hot red, you know. But the best thing is to roast the orange on the fire, on the stove. You twist it, and it's going to be roasted. And as soon as it smells a lot, as soon as it starts to burst, and I don't know if you know it, but the acidity of the citrins is flammable. So when it started to burst and to get fire out, you stop the stove, you put it in the plate. Be mindful because it will burn the finger of your tips. but as soon as you can, you peel it and you eat the orange hot. It's a good ancient Chinese technique to stop the first symptoms of a flu or a common cold. Also, because you are already feeling with lots of troubles in the head and in the skin, because you said that you feel also some pressure on the forehead, one of the techniques or one of the ways that we use the food intake to take care of illnesses or symptoms or diseases is to eat properly accordingly what the problems that you are facing. So instead of eating dinner tonight, tomorrow, and the day after, instead of dining whatever you think that you will need to dine, you are going to do, it's very simple. You boil spaghetti and then you add garlic, very, very thinly cut it to the spaghetti. You eat it, you can put a string of olive oil, you eat it, but as soon as you end to eat that spaghetti with garlic, you go to bed. That way, the heat that is going to be released by the carbs of the spaghetti and the antibiotic properties and the tonifying properties and the yang properties of the garlic, you will sweat during the night and you are warming the interior to purge to the exterior the cold and the dampness. Two easy techniques that will work in your favor, and I suppose with the baths of the feet baths, with the spaghetti with garlic, and also with trying to sleep more upright, not so laying down. With those 3 tips in the next 3 days, you will be as new.
Awesome.
Thank you so much.
Stay warm majorly in your foot, in your feet, and in your lumbars, because the cold enters majorly through the feet and through the lumbars. Maintain those areas super tight, super hot, and very comfortable, and you'll be ready for the next one.
Well, this was awesome. Thank you so much, America.
To be honest, I'm teaching this because I practice it, and thankfully for the past years, I take care of my issues with these types of techniques at home without expending money, without buying medicines, even I hope the herbalists don't hear us, even without spending money in herbs or in pills. Last years, I've been taking care of myself with Qigong and with food intake and with techniques that are cheap, that are accessible, and that are at hand with things that you have in your home, in your household.
And that is overall. Thank you. And that is our intent to bringing this knowledge to our, people's hands through the seminars that we are lining up and opening up to the public. So I'm looking forward to. I will be, if there's no more, giving another round, if there's no more questions or comments, then I will bring this to this Feng Shui Connect.
Today we'll talk about
oh, somebody's talking. I guess not.
Sorry, my mistake. And maybe you recognize his voice, but sorry.
No problem.
A present.
Let's somebody just joined, but we are closing it up. I don't know. Who is it? Okay. All right. Well, next Feng Shui Connect will be live. Hopefully we can see some of our clients and the new people in San Jose. And then we're gonna see back in November for Feng Shui Connect from Italy. If that sounds good. So